Little left. There you go.
There you go. Thank you. I had to scratch something together. I was in meetings all day, and normally I can talk ongoing, but I thought I needed to get focused on tonight. I am honored to be receiving this award on behalf of 4 of our ownership communities, especially the chiefs, Chief Edmund Hunter, Chief Jonathan Solomon, Chief Leo Friday, and Chief Bruce Shishis. I also wanted to acknowledge my fellow board of directors, Ignace Gull, Mike Kanapashi, Jose Wesley, for their dedication and contribution to development Cree West. I also wanted to recognize all the management and staff at Cree West, as well as our strategic advisors, Pat Chilton and Mike Matatawaban, who's with us tonight. I also wanted to thank the founders and organizers and sponsors of this wonderful event, especially our sponsor, OPG, Chris, who had a lovely dinner with. I brought my 18-year-old daughter, Cree Angela Fox, as well as my niece, Kayla Fox, the youth in our community in Thunder Bay. I often sponsor youth reps in order to expose them to the world of commerce, to help foster the next generation of entrepreneurs. We are indeed rare breeds as entrepreneurs, and because a lot of people have ideas, but it's folks like us that put wheels to those ideas, and that's why I think the youth are very important. I know today I may be in my probably most productive years of my life, but I'll probably be an elder someday. I know I will be. Too old to get directly involved in operations. And if I'm going to be an elder, I want to be a corporate elder, helping the next generation of business leaders, because we need them. We need all of them to keep our companies alive and our communities robust. I also wanted to thank our nominator, the Timmins Chamber of Commerce, for putting forth our names for consideration. We deeply appreciate it. We're also very grateful of our financial partners, the Anishinaabe Askew Development Fund, as well as the RBC Royal Bank for funding and financing our operations. Without a doubt, we wouldn't be here without their confidence in us. I also wanted to thank probably our most important relationship, our customers, like De Beers, who helped launch Cree West, as well as other customers like Tikanagan, who helped sustains us. I believe Tracy Hoots from Tikanagan's here with us, and thanks for joining us this evening. You know, it's kind of a big deal for business owners to be recognized, because sometimes you don't really see the larger picture or even our own track record because we're so busy making things happen. But there's this moment I think each one of us experienced at some point when we're running an enterprise, and it's hard to describe because I went through it myself, and it's sometimes phrased as an emotion or a feeling or a metaphor where you feel like you finally arrived. And I think some of you good folks out there know what I'm talking about. There's an additional special quality when it comes to First Nations enterprises when they experience that moment, because it's more than an economic arrival. I think it's even more than an economic survival. It's more of a revival. Like the spirit of the people gets lifted. More than that, it's sort of tied to who they are, you know, as a people, so to speak. So for me, it's sort of both an economic revival, a cultural revival, and as I stand here before you, it's a dual sense of pride that I feel. You know, the first sense being proud of who we are, the Mushkegowuk people, the Crees of James Bay, Hudson Bay, and the second sense of pride is being proud of our collective accomplishments, in this case, Cree West. And my final comment, and I have to say this, you know, I've never been a believer in the myth of the self-made man. Because I think we all know this, it takes a team to start and operate an enterprise. It is no different for Cree West. However, there's another important element to teams, and it's necessary for success. And that element is leadership. Every team needs a leader, someone who provides that directional force to the organization. And for Cree West, that force is our CEO, Ron Basaraba, whose energy and enthusiasm and enterprising spirit never seems to run out for us. And I personally wanted to thank Ron for your total dedication, executive leadership for Cree West, and for the next many years to come. And I'd be remiss if I did not mention Tanya Small, our finance manager, quiet, humble, extremely effective, who's been with us from the very beginning. And we all know finance managers, those hidden busy bees, are sometimes one of the master links in the chain of events, so I tip my hat to her. And with that, I wish every one of the award recipients and everybody in this room continued success. Miigwech.
I'm not going to talk too much. Some of you that know me know I can talk, and I promise you I won't. I've been told to keep it short and by strict orders. Anyway, it's a great honor. Feel very honored. It's been a lot of hard work in the last few years, but we're getting there, and we're making positive change from where we were to where we are today to where we're going to be. And this cannot be done without the support of the board members, and our communities. And I thank them for that, and I thank them for their trust in me and leading them to those next steps. Miigwech.